Are you able to recognize speech? Or did you think I just asked if you would go and wreck a nice beach? Understanding which words have been spoken can be tricky, and that's why speech recognition is a big part of artificial intelligence. It's one of those things we didn't think computers could do, and now they can. I want you to have a firm grasp of the limitations and possibilities of natural language processing so that you can spot where it's being used, where it's not, and where you might put it to work. Speech recognition is the first step in natural language processing, and it starts with sounds picked up by a microphone, which are turned into waveforms that look like an earthquake on a seismograph. For example, this is the word butterfly. This is pumpkin pie. You can see that they're similar, but quite different. Here's recognized speech, and here's recognize beach. Very, very close, but different. Natural language processing looks at these waveforms and applies acoustic models to separate voice from other noises like a car horn or a barking dog. And then it tries its best to match that particular waveform to a particular word. When phones first started using voice input, you were instructed to say 10 or 15 words several times in a row so that the phone could acclimatize itself to your voice, your accent, your speech patterns. One of the curious problems data scientists faced at the beginning was that people would talk to their phones as if they were robots. The problem? Everybody has a different idea of how a robot listens. Nearest Starbucks and closest coffee shop don't sound anything like what you actually sound like when you speak normally. Make that the waveforms don't look anything like what you sound like when you speak normally. I was playing with my voice-activated TV when it first came out and tried to fool it by searching for Game of Thrones with different voices and accents. Game of Thrones! Game of Thrones! Game of Thrones! All of these worked great. But when I said Game of Thrones, the TV gave me a blank stare. Throne games. Didn't work either. Speaking naturally to your phone works better because 3.5 billion people are training their phones every day, all day. These little devices are getting pretty good at understanding that while you may be standing on a noisy street corner, you're probably not looking for a shy sneeze in West Vermont. A context algorithm will correctly presume that you're really after a Chinese restaurant. Now that the algorithm has separated your voice from background noise and then pulled apart each utterance into individual words, it's a straight shot to turning those waveforms into text, like a court reporter or a stenographer taking dictation. Voice is a great way to communicate with machines, especially as they get better at understanding which words are being spoken and what we mean rather than what we say. But they may not be good in all cases. Make a list of how you might not want to communicate with a computer with your voice. Microwave my coffee for 30 seconds is a waste of time compared to hitting the 30-second button. Turn on the left turn indicator instead of just pushing the lever. There's a lot of opportunity in computer-human interface career, and thinking that voice is the be-all and end-all, that's just having a hammer and seeing everything that looks like a nail.